All right, we are recording. Welcome. It's going to be the next reading is going to be Libra. Welcome. This is Aluminum Tarot. Thanks so much for joining. As always, if you like what you see here, please be sure to give a like, share, subscribe, ding the notification bell, and comment below. And also, if you'd like to leave a financial contribution as well, you can do so at the PayPal link in the description box below. Okay, that came out decent enough. So we're reading for the sign of Libra, Sun, Moon, and Ascendant. We'll be talking about some of the energies taking place for the month of March 2026, going into the overall energies and then actually finding out maybe some advice, maybe some rambles here and there. But let's see what we see for the Librans. Libra, first card for you is the Four of Cups. So the challenge for this is also the King of Pentacles in the reverse. But the Four of Cups is all about rejecting certain things, maybe spending more time to yourself, not necessarily wanting to go out too much, maybe feeling passed over, depending on how the energies resonate with you specifically. But that is the overall theme for your specific energy. This could be after a period where you find that with the King of Pentacles in the reverse, it feels that life is not necessarily settled, grounded, and firm enough for you to feel secure. So oftentimes in this situation, this can come after a breakup. It can come after maybe losing a job of sorts, or just feeling that life is not where you want it to be in general. Now I'll pull a signifier just to make sure that we're looking at this the right way. Yes, yeesh. So we have the Nine of Cups as the signifier. I'll clarify the Nine of Cups quickly. Okay. This card is fighting to come out with this bloody deck. So we have the Nine of Pentacles. So Nine of Cups and Nine of Pentacles, both in the reverse, signals a person who is not feeling where they need to be. And unfortunately, this comes about either due to loss or a loss of self, a strong loss of a sense of self, in which you may feel that you've lost something that completed you in a set, in sorts. And that's not always the healthiest way to approach these types of things, but I can definitely say for you, it's important that you realize your own abundance. Now, we're going to go back and we're going to look into what took place in the recent past. You had the Wheel of Fortune. So things changed for you. That can be good or bad. You have the Six of Cups and the Page of Swords in the reverse. So this is someone that you're looking at with longing. So this is limerence, definitely, 100%. So if you're in this energy, due to the change in circumstances, or maybe the desire for things to come into a better position, this is oftentimes due to a person being stuck looking at someone that they have strong feelings for and not knowing how to approach it. And staying in this type of energy can be very debilitating. Now, if you were a codependent person, these two cups in the reverse these two cards in the reverse would actually be a clear indication of someone who suffers from a level of codependency, both in the financial realm and also the emotional realm. So with this being the signifier, what we're going to look at now in the near future is the cards that are coming out in here. So you have the Knight of Cups in the reverse, and you have the Eight of Swords in the reverse. So it's almost like, in order for you to get yourself out of your head of the spy game and not necessarily wanting to confront the issue head on, what you're going to do is just leave it alone and allow yourself to come out of that energy. Now, can you clarify near future? Okay. You want to avoid the drama, is what I kind of see here. You don't want to be in a position where you're getting in constant conflict with the person that you actually have strong feelings for. And rightfully so, because you don't want to stir up old feelings from the past. Tell me more about the near future. Tell me more about the near future. Yeah. You want to get out of the toxicity that came about. So these two cards here, toxicity plus conflict, the drama, These are the things that you want to avoid. This is precisely why you are not approaching this individual. Now, again, Libras tend to be stereotypically in the astrological realm very indecisive, or not wanting to rock the boat, or to kind of leave things as they are, as you are ruled by Venus. I mean, I'm a Taurus. That happens quite a bit in the financial realm for myself. But what we want to understand is that allowing yourself to be stuck will put you in that Two of Swords energy. And that is a Libran card as well. Now, it's not in the deck that I see here right now, but in your core energy, I do see that. You have the Knight of Pentacles and then the Four of Pentacles in the upright. So you feel the energy that I'm getting from this when I look at this is that you feel like you've been left out in the cold, because the 4 plus the 1 is the 5. You could also say that 4 minus 1 is 3. You want to cooperate with this person, but you feel left out in the cold at this particular moment in time in your life. And what this does is this makes you feel as if you're not really sure which direction to go. When you love someone and when you want to be with someone, it can be very challenging to muster up the courage to approach this person and authentically state what's on your mind. Now, when this takes place, you want to make sure that, I would even say, rather than getting into this energy in the near future, which is basically 8 of Swords in the reverse, Knight of Cups in the reverse, what should Libra do instead of being passive? Yeah, in a way, it's kind of what you're doing in the near future. You're letting it die. And by fully releasing it, this will give you the ability to move on with your life. Because what I see now, currently, is you have the justice in your conscious energy, which is telling us a lot about who you are. That is your energy specifically. And you want things to be in a bit of balance. You want there to kind of be a leveling of the playing field, where you feel that you no longer suffer from this malady of limerence. And we also have the world in the reverse, which, yeah, had to cover up the boobs. YouTube's only like 4 years old. Every time it sees boobs, it goes on a little rant and massive, I don't know what you want to call it. Starts banning people left and right like some tyrant. Anyways, now with the Justice and the World in the reverse, these are two major arcana cards. You know something needs to take place. And with this Justice card, in order for there to be an equilibrium in yourself, you have to close out the cycle. So that's what the World card in the reverse is all about. In order for you to close that cycle out, things have to die. Death is very important in life, and it may seem like a bit of a contradiction, but without death, there is no life. Without life, there is no death. The two are intertwined with one another, and they help to balance each other out so that new things can come in, the old things can be cleared away. And this kind of is the way the universe levels the playing field with the human race. Especially, of course, if you have all of these people, say, for example, a transhumanist, or people who want to live forever. That wouldn't be fair to the rest of us who are actually, living out our lifespans. And it wouldn't be fair to the planet, because then these people have kind of like the capability to do extensive damage if they were not in the best energy. So what we want to do is to make the best use of your life, to clear away the old and make way for the new. You have to let those things die. That is the only way you're going to allow yourself to have new energy come in, where you can feel much better about the nature of the relationship, and also about your emotional state, so that it can come back to best. what I see coming in the outcome: Knight of Wands, King of Cups in the reverse. This could go a couple of ways. Either A, you become the Knight of Wands, King of Cups in the reverse, not emotionally invested, and this could eventually swing you from one side of pining over one individual to the other side, which is being an outright, how do I say this without sounding too crass? Yeah, being an absolute slag. Like, I have a very difficult time lying about things that, my filter is pretty much gone. So yeah, that's one way it can manifest. You just going out there, clapping cheeks if you're a guy, or getting your cheeks clapped in every which way possible if you're a woman. Because the emotions here are shut off. And then you have the Knight of Wands, which is basically going out there looking for certain things. Maybe, if we want to be a bit more esoteric about it, you could say to yourself, you are looking for a chance to just be more adventurous and to go out and try not to worry too much about the here and you don't want to worry about the future. You've been stuck on the past. Now you're just living in the present, but you're going to be doing it in an adventurous way where you're not emotionally invested in certain things. So what I get in my mind, I see a person who has had their heart broken. They've had to let go of an individual. Now they're not getting involved with anyone, and they're just smashing it left and right wherever they get the chance. And yeah, that happens a lot these days. Too much often, even so. What I tell people is that the more we connect with the outside world, the less we feel on the inside. Sometimes we get pushed over the borderline, and then that's when we feel too much. Which is why a lot of people have just chosen to become hermits, because what this does, this allows people to just recalibrate and enjoy their personal energy. Clarify the outcome. Clarify the outcome. What do you think of that? More Libran energy. So it's like while you're going out, partying, having fun, sleeping around with multiple people, this is how you feel within. Anxiety, massive levels of anxiety, and unable to move on from the past. This is a warning. Libras have the astrological stereotype of being the hoe, massively promiscuous with certain, with their body. And because, they just want to connect with people. They're in love with the fact of being in love. I'm not saying this is you, but if it is you, this is your reading. The Libra that I'm speaking to right now has had their heart broken, wants to come back into equilibrium, has to let go of the past. And now they just kind of want to. I'm getting that theme, I'm getting that scene from Coming to America. It's like, you just want to sow your royal oats. Now, if that's you, you can sow oats. Don't know if anything's going to grow of it. But I've pulled two cards, actually. Something told me to pull a second card. With your oracle message, which is the Moonology Oracle, you have a fiery climax approaches, and then you have emotions are running high. I just get this feeling or this impression that someone has just snapped, like something in their mind just like that. And all of the feelings and emotions they had just flow out like a deluge into this new life that they're going to build, and that they just spill forth all of the repressed sexual energy, all of the emotions, all of the feelings, the fears and insecurities, the doubts, and all of that has accumulated over this period, leading you to a point where you're just like, I don't care anymore. Don't, give a shit about the consequences. I'm going to go out there. I'm going to have fun because I gave this person too much of my love. Now, this is, of course, if you're a woman, this goes into alpha widow territory. You are stuck on someone from the past. So in order for you to let go of that emotion, you're fucking everything left, right, and center, which of course creates more chaos. If it's channeled in a proper way, it's living in the moment, allowing yourself to feel the present and just allowing yourself to go with the flow of life while fully embracing that freedom from the person that you were stuck on. I think that's going to be monumentally instrumental if you do that, because that will prevent you from getting yourself into a negative situation. So the advice for you is to understand what it is worth investing in and not investing in the wrong things. So if you have that Seven of Pentacles in the reverse and you're saying to yourself, well, I put all this energy into this one person and they broke my heart. Well, why did you do that? Because we've all been there. I've done it, where we've given years to a person who never gave that time back to you. And you feel like you've wasted time. So then you push yourself into this energy, which is just, Hulk smash. You just want to go out there and just do whatever with whoever, whenever, instead of confronting where you made your personal mistakes and where you invested in improperly, which in turn leads to this lack of foresight with the person from the past. So be honest with yourself. Do not deceive yourself. Go within and understand precisely what this codependency has the potential of doing, which I see, if used, if not confronted, has the potential to destroy you. And you will no longer be on a scale. You'll be on the Richter scale, because your life will get shaken up quite poorly, quite badly. So that's going to be it. That's your reading. I hope, Libra, you can see this before it happens. Or if you're going through it now, you can change course. I appreciate your time and attention. And until next time, if you like what you see here again, please be sure to like, share, subscribe, and do all that good stuff. Until next time, love and light. Have a good weekend.